Kids, I'm back. Another day, another dollar. So send me $1 so I can have another one. Anyhow, um, lots going on today. I wanted to give a shout out to South Park. I haven't seen the episode yet, but I've heard through the grapevine that South Park had an episode. I think it was yesterday or the day before that just was a total annihilation of everything that's going on right now. And I'm here for it. I live for South Park. I live for SpongeBob. I live for these cartoons. Ren and Stimpy is another one I love. Um, but South Park really gets it right a lot of the times, just like The Simpsons. They're like the bellwether, and they're telling you how we're doing, even though we don't even know ourselves, but they're good at overlooking the nation and showing us right where we are. And where we are now is not a comfortable place for most people. I've had in my life, I have had several people recently in the last 2 months um, have a real talk with themselves over what's important, and they don't like what's going on right now in this country at all, and it has shaped their mind for future votes and for future actions on their part. So that's good. Hopefully, these people will be the ones that actually show up and show out when we need that. And that will be coming at some point. I implore any large figure in entertainment or politics or anything that can rally people together. I'm looking at you, Barack Obama. You're a good organizer. That's what you did before you became president. Why don't you organize this and take leadership? Because we all respect you. Lots of people love you. They're the racists that don't, and they're ugly and horrible, and you don't need to listen to them anyway because they'll never listen to you. But the rest of us will. The rest of us will get up and do what you say. So we need a Barack Obama or someone that knows how to organize to get people out, to get money flowing, to get papers filled out for rallies and protests and all that kind of stuff, and get people excited. There's a lot of energy out here in the world. It's a lot. It's like you can just tick it, and it's like static electricity. It's just ready to go off at any time. People are not happy. They're afraid. Even ones that didn't think they would be afraid are really afraid. And that's not a good thing, because you're scaring your base. You're terrifying the rest of us, absolutely terrifying the rest of us, but you're scaring your base, and your base doesn't like it at all. At all. So there's that. Another thing that happened today was I went to my cardio rehab, and I broke my own record. I broke like the record. And this is on this device. It's called arm cranks. And you do like this thing with this machine. And you can crank up the resistance. And most people crank the resistance up to between 5 and 10. I've seen people do 15. I was at 60 today. 60, 6-0. And I own that machine today. Yes, I did. And I'm happy. And my goal is to be able to do it 75 for 5 minutes straight. And just basically pull my shoulders apart because I have a goal, and I'm very competitive. For those of you that don't know, me and didn't know me during my water ski days or my football days or my tennis, swimming, blah blah blah, basketball, blah 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 blah. I'm really competitive, particularly with myself. I push myself really hard at physical tasks and really hard at things that I want to accomplish. So if I'm interested, I'm in. I'm all in for it. Um, but um, I haven't. My mind just went blank. Ugh, I hate this. Um, so anyway, I achieved a new record today. My last record was 50 resistance, and that's what I used to do the last time that I was in rehab. So my new goal, even though I'm older and weaker, is to get to 75. I want to be the beast of the cardio rehab. So yeah, that's that. Um, so that's going well. Um, oh, Terry died. Um, Hulk Hogan. Um, he demanded the first time I met him that I call him Terry and nothing else. Not Mr. Terry, not Terry with his last name. Definitely, he did not like to be called Hulk Hogan in his personal time. And I used to work at Las Vegas Airport, and I escorted um, high-end individuals between the ticket counter and the gate so they didn't get mobbed or scratched or beaten or missed the flight because they were signing autographs or whatever. So that was my job. I was kind of like the personal bodyguard. And I used to get Hulk Hogan or Terry, as I that's the only way I know him. Um, I used to escort him all the time. He was very nice, a very engaging person. Um, Fun to be around. Had a hearty laugh. Um, Easy to talk to. Just an easy person to be around. He had mastered um, personal communication, and he was real good at it. So props to him. It seemed to have served him well in his professional career as a superstar wrestler. Anyhow, my last memory of Terry and Muhammad Ali, which is another one of my regulars. I used to only escort one at a time because they were never at the airport at the same time. But this last day before I moved to Florida, they both showed up at the same time for the same flight. So I put them in the VIP lounge. Um, Stood by in case they needed anything like a Coke or whiskey or whatever. And then we walked to the gate, and they both had different styles because Terry was really kind of an outgoing guy, and Muhammad Ali had brain damage. So he was very quiet, very frail. Um, he talked and he laughed and seemed to have a good time, but you had to learn how to listen to him because of the brain damage. His speech was impaired, and they were both excited to meet each other. I don't know if they had ever met before, but during the meeting that I brought them to, they seemed to enjoy each other's company a lot. So that was great. They both seemed to be fans of each other. So I walked them to the gate, and I felt like I felt like the highest end escort ever, because here I had Hulk Hogan and Muhammad Ali, each one on my arm. I'm in the middle. I'm the queen of the show. And I introduced them to the flight attendants and got them to their seats with the flight attendants and bid them farewell. And that was the last time I ever saw them, either of them. Because a few months later, I moved to Florida. So that was like way back in the 80s. So ancient history. But hope he rests in peace. I know he turned out to be kind of a miserable son of a bitch, but I didn't know that guy. I knew Terry, the very nice, very gregarious personality that showed up at the airport and was very respectful and never punched down and never let his stardom uh, overwhelm him. And Muhammad Ali had been used to being handled for so many decades before I ever showed up. And so he was used to the whole treatment, and he just, it was normal for him. So, I had new talent and I had old talent, and they were often different in other cases as well. Um, so South Park, I guess, knocked it out of the park. That was good. Terry's dead, and what else is going on? Um, my mind's crashed. So I guess that's it for now. And it doesn't have to be a long video. Um, 11 minutes is enough of me for today. If I think of anything else, I'll just make another video because I'm getting kind of used to this now. It's not as, it was really hard the first two times, but it seems to be getting easier and easier. I don't know why they added all these extra steps and all this drama to making a video, but they have. And shame on YouTube for doing that and making it more complicated. Because idiots like to talk too. And I'm an idiot and I like to talk. So don't make it harder for me. I'm also crazy and demented. So I'm an idiot, I'm crazy and demented, and you're making it hard for me. I need access. I want to be treated like a queen, like the queen I am. So there's that YouTube. Facebook. Oh my God, today Facebook just exploded with, it started yesterday actually. It started yesterday afternoon. Facebook just exploded with these Blissy satin pillowcases. And like every other ad was Blissy, and it was all like when you rolled over it, it started talking or playing music or something. So it was like instantly interactive. It was every other advert in my Facebook thing. I can't really tell you that I have a personal problem with pillows or pillowcases for that matter, but they're satin and supposedly they're really good for you. And, I'm not getting any younger. So if it helps with the wrinkles, I'm all for it. I'm down for it. And they had a pretty good sale going on. So I'm going to give that a try. It's a surprise. Yeah, a surprise. So, because I don't shop, I really don't. I don't buy anything for anyone, not even myself. I could care less, but this thing kept bothering me. It was like everywhere. It was on YouTube. I saw it. It was on Facebook, covered Facebook. I mean, they even sent email. I mean, why do I need satin pillowcases so much suddenly? Have I hit a particular age where I'll just get uglier if I sleep on cotton? I don't know. But I'll let you know in about a week when they show up and I put my face down on one, and if it's cool and lovely and everything that they promised, we're all good. If it's not, then I'm going to become an evil witch that hunts them down and curses them and blah, blah, blah. You've heard me do it. So I can. And if I'm not happy, no one's going to be happy around me until I get satisfied. So, yeah, I'm a cunt that way. So, I mean, seriously, I am. What else? So what do you think of this thing with Jeffrey Epstein? like all this drama. Oh my God. Now, I want to point this out really carefully, and let's not get all politicky about it, because this isn't about politics. This is about actions in people's lives. Now, Donald Trump took an action in his life to become the best friend of Jeffrey Epstein for 15 years. It wasn't 15 days. It wasn't 15 months. It was 15 years. He knew everything. Now, like I think I previously said that on yesterday's video, which is coming out today because of anyway. When first of all, men don't like to talk about their emotions a lot unless they're trained to. You can train a man to talk about emotions. Like, I've been in therapy for 43 years. I'm highly trained in speaking about emotions. And I am kryptonite to most men. Kryptonite. Because if you want to torture a man, just put them in a room and close the door with another man that's trained to talk about emotions. Yeah. It gets really tender really quickly. I'm like kryptonite to those people. They don't. Most men respect me because I'm physically large, but they don't like hang around a lot. Not that I expect them to or want them to, but I don't have a lot of straight male friends that are clingy or emotionally clingy. They're not. Men generally don't talk about their feelings. I mean, when they do talk about their feelings in natural settings with their friends or best friend, they usually talk about their feelings standing up. This is what I noticed in my life because I had a best friend. And even though we would talk on the phone every single day about everything under the sun that we both seen, heard, touched, smelled, tasted, we talked about everything every day. It made women look like nothing. My best friend and I, we talked about everything. We talked about dreams. We talked about reality. We talked about everything under the sun. So, if your man has a best friend and they have like those little side jokes or inside jokes that make each other laugh, or they look at each other a certain way and they bust out laughing or something like that, that's male friendship. That's true male friendship. That's love friendship, not love romantic. And there's very few men have the opportunity to get to that point. And if they do, and for some reason, if it's shattered, they don't go back for seconds. Men will just live the rest of their life alone. They won't get hurt twice because men don't give out feelings easily. And when they do, they give it all out. It's like they show it off like a peacock. Look at all my emotions. Look at all my hopes and dreams and fears and everything else in between. I'm giving it to you all. So when you ladies pop up one day and say, "Hi, honey, here's a letter from the attorney. I'm divorcing you. By the way, I've been having a relationship with the lawn guy or the milkman or, the guy at the UPS driver or whatever." That rips the soul out of a man if he's really given his all. Men are much more intense. Women are emotional creatures, and they like to dwell in the feelings. And their feelings often become little realities that aren't true. But men are they're either in it to win it, or they're completely off. There's no dimmer switch. Women have dimmer switches where you can kind of turn it up a little bit when you need it and turn it down when you don't. Turn it off when you're done. Men just have a little tab switch. It's on or it's off. Um, I don't know if you've had the same experiences. You're welcome to argue with me in the comments. Um, because this, kids, is my therapy. This is how I do therapy now. I mean, I have a therapist that I see a couple times a month, sometimes 3 times if it's necessary. And we talk about all manner of stuff, and we get real technical. And I'm not going to get technical on you, but this is kind of a self therapy for me to invest in time and invest in effort to have open conversations about the world as it comes by. My new shrunken world, where I've removed 90% of the news and only the worst of the worst gets through. So I'm not dwelling on the bad news. Actually, I'm navigating a new world after my brain broke a few weeks ago. Was in a massive psychosis and was having horrendous hallucinations that could have been life ending. It was a very dangerous time for me, and now I'm getting used to. I'm coming down off the drug that made this happen, and so every time that you break the brain with a medication, and then it has to heal. It takes time to get the chemicals back where they're supposed to be at the right levels where they normally are, blah, blah, blah. If it's possible. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes you just wake up and there's a new reality. And that's a lot to deal with. Like, you're permanently going to look at life differently, and you're going to see life differently, and you're going to react to life differently. I mean, we're talking about playing with people's brains. Psych meds are not toys. They're not for kids. I mean, the very first drug they put me on was the worst drug in the world. It was lithium. It killed me inside. I was dead. I had no feelings, no emotions. I didn't care if I lived or died. I didn't care what color the car was. I didn't care what you were wearing. I didn't care how it tasted. I didn't care about anything. I was a complete zombie. And worse, it's fattening. It's a fattening drug. Most psych meds, they don't tell you this unless you're in the program. But psych meds, the reason crazy people are always fat is because of the medicines they give us. Almost every single psych med is fattening as a side effect. Almost every single one. Not joking. So even trying to stay healthy or stay controlled, you run into the possibility of becoming a huge fat blob with huge fat blob physical conditions and medical issues that you didn't bring on yourself, but was the result of your psych med. Talk about getting a hate on. I mean, seriously. So, anyway, off on that tangent. We'll leave it there. Psych meds are be very careful with psych meds, and be very careful about recommending psych meds to anyone, because what may work for you could be a disaster for them. Let the doctor, let the psychiatrist take care of it. I hate to say that, but it's true. That's what my life experience has showed me. So anyway, have a nice day, and we'll talk to you later.